Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coma Spice and thanks for joining me today. I wanted to talk about mental health because it's something that I'm really passionate about talking about, and it's something that I wanted to talk about on my channel for a really long time, but I didn't feel confident enough to feel seen about talking about this, and I didn't feel valid or okay in myself and confident in myself and loving in myself. But I wanted to talk about my journey of self-love and how I got to this point in my life. As I grew up, I had a lot of mental health issues and I didn't love myself, and most of it came from just my upbringing and how I was spoken to when I was a kid. And I had this inner voice in my mind that was a manifestation of the people that raised me and that spoke to me, and that usually becomes your inner voice and it affects you on a daily basis. So if you're unable to catch what you're saying to yourself, how you're speaking to yourself, if you are not speaking to yourself as your own friend, and if you are saying really hateful things, really negative things to yourself on a daily basis, how do you think that that is going to show up in your reality? It's going to be reflected with every single event that you go through. We have like these lenses that we wear that filters everything that we experience, everything that we see and feel, and we view life through that lens in which we create as we are growing up. And the whole process of loving yourself, I think, is through rewiring your brain and your way of thinking. It's unlearning lessons that you had from the past. It's unlearning habits. It's unlearning behaviors that we tend to cling on to, the suffering. And it's not that it's not okay to feel those things. It's completely valid and it's completely human to experience negative emotions and to be traumatized and to be a victim of your circumstances. I believe that is completely valid, and people go through very, very terrible things that take a long time to heal from. And having compassion for yourself on your journey, on your path, and know that it doesn't happen overnight to heal or to become better is really important to take into account, so that you're not overly pressuring yourself to be someone or shaming yourself into somebody that you want to be. You can't shame yourself into somebody that you will love. So you have to love yourself into somebody that you will love. And even I am still struggling to this day, though I have it like more under control, the emotional regulation part of it. And so I realized recently, I actually had a conversation yesterday with my partner about how lonely I felt when it came to just existing in this life, because I spend a lot of time alone. When I'm working, I normally just talk to people through Messenger, or we call on the phone occasionally, but I don't really interact with many people on a daily basis. And so my inner voice is naturally really negative and really hateful, because a lot of insecurities were projected onto me growing up. And so that's like what I would default to. But I recognize that that is not my voice. it's really important to challenge that inner voice and ask yourself if what it's saying is true or not, because we are the ones that have power over ourselves and our lives, and we get to decide what choices that we make that will lead us down a path that feels the best and that is the most fulfilling and loving for us. And when we choose to be a victim, when we choose to be somebody that has no choice to change or to choose differently, then we are actively not taking accountability of our own lives, and we are putting our power into somebody else's hands and making it so that it's somebody else that has control over what we decide to do with our lives and our misery and our suffering. And I'm not saying again that people aren't victims of their reality, but it's really important to take note of what is currently surrounding you, what are your current beliefs, and how is your reality reflecting your beliefs. And a good exercise would be to write down your beliefs and write down why you believe that, or where that belief originally stemmed from, and to question it genuinely. Is this really true? Because most of the time it's not true. And so for me, I would come back to my default way of thinking, and I would say, okay, I'm not worthy, or I don't like myself because of this, of that, and people usually don't like me, and it's because I isolated myself so much. Like, I genuinely don't think it's really healthy for people to isolate themselves, but maybe for a specific amount of time, or like to recollect themselves, or if they're going through a certain transformation in their life, like cutting out certain friends, cutting out certain behaviors if they're toxic, then it would be really important for you to remove yourself from those situations and to kind of reflect and allow yourself time to think about the direction that you want to head into. But for me, yeah, so that's essentially what I did, is I isolated myself for quite some time, and I reflected on my values, and I took a step back from just living my life on autopilot, and then gave myself some time to consciously make decisions that are more intentional and aligned with who I want to become. So I would think about, because I was isolating myself from people, I think having a community is really healthy and necessary to feel purposeful and to feel like you can thrive in something, and that you are needed, wanted, appreciated, and that you can give something of yourself, and also others can give to you, like a community of people that can trust each other and that want to learn and grow from each other is really healthy. But because I isolated myself, and I think it's really difficult as well, like during COVID time, it's really hard to like hang out with people, or when you're an adult, it's difficult to make new friends. There's a lot. I had a lot of social anxiety growing up, but now I realize that it's super important for me to be around other people so that I can feel connected and I can feel like I'm not this terrible person that I would constantly tell myself, or that my brain would tell me that I am. And even though I've done so much affirmations, talking to myself in the mirror, reading books, listening to podcasts, it's still not super helpful if you are avoiding connections or avoiding being around people. And so one of my goals is to have healthier connections in my life, with my friendships, with my partner, with my family, and to open up myself more to asking for help and to offering help to others in a way that feels comfortable for me and not in an overextending type of way. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you got something out of this. I definitely want to be making more self-help mental health videos. If this is something that you enjoy as well and you would like for me to talk about other topics, I would love for you to put it in the comments down below and I can create a video for you, because it makes me really excited, and this is something that I just have really been passionate about for many years, and I have a lot of knowledge to share on it. So hope you have a beautiful day and take really great care of your mental health, and yeah, love you. Bye.